Ohayo gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, watashi, Jeeys desu. And finally, I've returned back to this channel. Today, I'll be playing the games from the world of fighting fantasy. Okay, as you can see on the screen here, I have organized the book in numerical order. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm not going to start on book number 1. I will, however, start on book 26, okay, which is the Crypt of the Sorcerer. Okay, now I did mention in the previous video that Crypt of the Sorcerer book 26, Gamebook 26, was my very first copy of the Gamebook series, which the concept of playing the game was exposed by my friend back in the schooling days. So without further ado, let's hop into the Tales from the Crypt. Okay, this is the first part of the pre-introduction. Okay, as we move towards the story, that's important point. Then I will share with you, because like I said, I cannot remember 100% of the game that I've been played in the past 20 plus years. So over here, this book special, there is a content over here you read through. It's actually the author or the game master, whoever it is offering a choice for me whether I should choose the very easy option, which is yes, go easy on me, or no, sign me up for the extreme challenge. So I have not been played for more than 20 years. I will choose the easy button. Now one more thing, before we move on, we need to check on the option. Okay, and we go to the player. Okay, we're going to give a name. So over here, I'll give myself the name as God mode, and I will have over here you can choose the picture that you wish to play with. So I will choose this clearing guy. Okay, done. So next part of the page, if you can see, is you can see adventure, hardcore, and free read. Now I'm going to flash the rules right here. Basically, is the game master is asking you, do you want to play a normal mode, which is adventurer, or you want to try a hardcore mode, which is the hard mode. And of course, the free read mode is the easy mode. This easy mode or free read is the same as the adventure, except the difference is easy mode you can play a certain 3 rules, which is have a back button. Okay, you have over here the back button, which you make a wrong choice and you feel like moving backwards, so you can click on the back button. Okay, and then over here the free choice button is I believe is they give you an option of 3 choices, 1, 2, and 3, and then you do not know what to do. You just want to see all the 3 possible choices. So you click on this free choice, you are able to view each of the choice, you see which is better, then you move ahead. And the heal me button is basically you can heal yourself anytime, anywhere, build up your stamina without using any potion. So this 3 choice is like a cheat code for you to play through this adventure. Okay. Oops. I clicked on the wrong screen. Okay. Never mind. I think for this case I will choose the adventure mode, which is the normal mode. Okay. So meaning adventure normal mode is you choose a choice. Once you choose, you cannot revert back to the previous passage. Okay, over here is the page that tells you need to roll a certain character's information for your character. In this case, it's the stamina, the skill, and the luck. Okay, just for the sake of those who have never played a gamebook before, okay, stamina is like what we call the hit point in some other games. Usually, in general, if you hit a 0 point, you are dead. Okay, but there are some story when you hit 0, you may not be dead for special reason. But in general, most of the time is when you hit 0 point, you are dead. Next, we have the skill. The skill is most of the time when you are in a combat, your skill must be used, and the higher your skill, you have a higher advantage of winning that round. Okay, and then of course your luck is certain situation you can use your luck to what we call test your luck, and if you're lucky, you're able to perform certain action, and if you're unlucky, most of the time the follow action is a bit disastrous answer. When we have that kind of situation, we shall see again. So let's roll our stamina. Now we will roll 2 dice, or we call the 2d6, meaning 2 dice, 2 6-sided dice. So whatever number you roll on the screen, you add 12, that will be your stamina point. Let's roll. Now, before we continue, if you actually look that when we roll the dice, I will click on my mouse button at least 3 times. Okay, that method is only appear in this game, which is called I give a name called double tapping. Every time we roll for this style of figure, we will double tap and we see for the highest value on the screen, and you leave it there. So for now, our stamina point is 22. Now let's determine our skill point. Okay, we will roll the dice. Now, okay, we roll a skill of 10. I tried to hit 12 just now, but unfortunately I'm unlucky. Okay, now we will roll the luck point. Okay, just before I roll the skill point, I did not say properly, is for skill point and luck point, we will roll 1d6, 1 6-sided dice. Whichever number appear with add 6, that is the number. Okay, let's roll the luck. Now, okay, I just leave it at 6. So 6 and 6, I got 12 for my luck. Okay, now we will continue to go to the adventure background. Now we are at the background of the story. We have not started the adventure yet. Before that, we have the adventure sheet. Let me pull it up. Okay, so it states my stamina 22, or our stamina is 22, 10 skill and 12 luck. Okay, the below value are the initial values, which means that the big circle, the number can drop or increase depending on the situation. Okay, and then the standard item we have is a backpack and a sword, nothing else. Okay, I'll pull back the screen and we will continue with the background. Okay, CHALICE is a small town lying on the banks of Silver River at the base of Moonstone Hills. It has grown from being merely a cluster of cabins and hunts to its present size mainly because it became an important trading center for prospectors seeking gold in the hills. It was first a safe haven for merchants who had traveled west from the flatlands on their way to Silverton. In CHALICE, they could rest and do business without fear of attack. There are plenty of inns and places of entertainment, and it used to be among the most notorious towns of Valencia. But now, as you look out of the window of your upstairs bedroom at the Lion Inn, there is no sign of merriment. For 3 weeks, the sky has been dark and messing. People recently arriving in CHALICE from the east have told of persistent plague, disease, and famine moving even closer to the west. Only yesterday, a story spread like wildfire through the town that someone had discovered where the source of evil lay. An elf flying south on his giant eagle over the southern edge of Moonstone Hills. Wow, very long. Noticed a deep fissure in the ground, of which rose a putrid smelling vapor. All around the fissure, the grass was blackened, and the trees were stunned and leafless. As he flew over the fissure, the elf said he saw a scorched and withered hand rise out of the gap, its claw-like index finger pointing up at the eagle. An energy bolt shot up from the tip of the finger and burned a hole straight through the poor creature. It crashes to the ground, but the elf escaped with his life and walked to CHALICE to tell his tale. You are a friend of the old wizard, Yaztromo. We are the friend of the wizard. Okay, who lives on the southern edge of Darkwood Forest, and you decide to visit him and relate the elf's tale. In the now familiar dusk light of day, you spur your horse northwards to Yaztromo's tower, and before nightfall, you reach the overgrown path that leads to it. You dismount quickly, stride up to the huge oak door, and ding dong ring the brass bell that hangs in the stone archway. There is no reply, but suddenly you are trapped on the shoulder and you whirl around reaching for your sword. Wow, the story background is very long. Okay, there will be no need for that, grunts the old man who stands before you, shaking his finger in admonishment. What are you doing here anyway, disturbing my peace and quiet? I haven't laid eyes on you for over a year, and now you just turn up unannounced. Walk straight through my herb garden and ring my bell long enough to wake the dead. Well, what do you want? Okay, you smile to yourself while you watch the grumpy old wizard displaying his usual hospitality. And what's so funny? He asks. Your expression immediately changes, and Yaztromo froze when he sees the concerned look on your face. I think we should go upstairs so that you can tell me what is troubling you. I presume something is troubling you, as I am sure you wouldn't visit me for any other reason, and I can guess it has something to do with this infernal dark sky. When you finished telling Yaztromo's the elf's tale, he remains sitting silently in his old oak chair, his face as sombre as a grave. At last he speaks, citing with every word. Then my worst fears are realized. The necromancer has risen. Those fools! Those fools! Their greed might now bring an end to the life in Valencia. Unless... Completely puzzled by Yaztromo's mutterings, you ask him to explain. as if describing a horrible nightmare. Yaztromo recounts the legend of the evil necromancer Razaak, who threatened Alencia 100 years ago. Although he first learned his skill as an apprentice to a lawful wizard, Razaak was attracted earlier on in life by the dark power of evil. He realized that he could become a great sorcerer who would one day be able to command everyone to obey him. He had no desire or intention to use his magic to help Alencia. He wanted the kingdom to be brought to its knees. He traveled to a remote part of eastern Alencia, and there he practiced his arcane acts. He quickly progressed through the levels of the dark magic from the lowly apprentice to wizard. And the sorcerer saw that at last his powers were so great that he became a necromancer, having spent the last 40 years in solitude. I need to take a minute to catch my breath. I have not been reading such a long passage, and I will continue. Okay, Razaak then sent message to all the nobles of Alencia, demanding that they acknowledge him as their ruler. At first, they ignored him, for none had heard of him. Razaak took umbrage, and his retaliation brought plague and pestilence to the nobles' provinces, giving them until the next full moon to recognize his leadership. Many warriors offered to try to slay Razaak, and many died in the attempt. But one brave man by the name of Carl succeeded and saved Alencia. He owned a sword which he had found in the Moonstone Hills, gripped by a skeleton hand rising from a mist-covered lake, across which he was sailing a raft. Carl was mesmerized by the sword's magnificent beauty. He immediately wanted it for his own and reached out for it. The skeleton made no attempt to prevent him and simply slipped down into the muddy depth of the lake as soon as it released the sword. Carl was so overwhelmed with the sword that nothing else mattered to him. He stirred his raft to the shore and began testing his new weapon. He discovered that nothing could dull its edge and that he could not cut through plate mail armor with ease. He did not realize that the sword had once belonged to Razaak and was the only weapon in the whole world with the power to slay him. Razaak, in order to become a necromancer, had to relinquish all weapons, but there was no power strong enough to destroy his cursed sword. To try to rid himself of the sword, Razaak threw it into the lake, but it rose to the surface in the grip of the skeleton. For years, the skeleton gripped the sword until Carl caught sight of it and took it for himself. And so a twist of fate took the invisible Carl to Razaak, and Razaak was slain at the hand of Carl by the sword that had once been his own. But the moment Razaak was slain, Carl's flesh fell from his bone and lay in a pile of dust around his skeleton feet. Razaak's magic had condemned him to an eternal nightmare as a skeleton, unable to release the sword. The introduction does not finish. Okay, he sees a hook rope and flew into the Moonstone Hill, and it is said that to this day he drifts constantly across the same lake on his raft, clutching the sword, unable to rest until someone takes it from him. Razaak's body was placed in a stone sculptures and entombed in the fissure in the southern hills. The crypt was sealed by a lawful sorcerer who decreed that it must remain unopened for 110 years. 110. Otherwise, the necromancer would rise with a host of undead to destroy all life. I can only assume, concludes Yaztromo with a deep sigh, that treasure hunters found the necromancer's crypt and opened it unknowingly. Razaak must be destroyed before it is too late. Oh, but it is going to be so difficult. We will need to find Razaak's sword. This is a keyword, Razaak's sword. And a number of talismans and amulets that will protect you from the necromancer's magic. I trust you will volunteer for this mighty task. Slowly you nod your head, and although your brain is still spinning with Yaztromo's tale of Razaak and poor Carl. Good, continues Yaztromo. Now don't worry about the sword. I won't let you become a skeleton. Just bring it back here, and in the meantime I'll be calling on a few people who can help us. There is no time to waste. You must find the lake in the Moonstone Hills. Rest well tonight and leave at first light. What little of it there is. Now turn over. Okay, we're now officially after I believe 10 minutes. Okay, we are moving to the adventure. Okay, you're woken from a nightmare in which undead creatures assault by Yaztromo tapping you on the shoulder. No, don't touch me, don't kill me. And then you wake up. Time to get up is almost done, he says in a sleepy voice. Within 20 minutes you're outside and mounted on your horse. Yaztromo smiles, ever optimistic in the face of danger, and hands you a small glass vial. Healing potion, he explained, enough for 5 thoughts. Okay, we will look at the adventure sheet. Okay, we have the consumable of healing potion. We have 5 bottles of 5 units. The one thought is I think in the medieval days they use the term. Okay, and then we have a map. We will look at the map. Okay, okay, we are at CHALICE, then we go to Yaztromo's tower. So the future event will be here. Moments ago I drew something on the map, so yeah. Okay. So the healing potion will restore 4 stamina points each time it is drunk. So let's remember plus 4 each time it's drunk. So meaning if stamina is 20 points and you are hit to 18, if you drink this potion it will go to 20 points and not 22 points. Stamina will never go beyond your initial stamina point, which is this one. The small circle is the initial stamina point. This one may become 18. So 18 plus 4 become 22. If you got 19, 20, you drink the potion, it's still 22. This one you have to clear about it. Okay. The old wizard waves to you as you gallop off, heading east towards the Moonstone Hills in search of the lost lake. By midday, the hills rises up, threatening from the north, flanking you to the north and to the south. You're wondering how you ever find the lake. Let's take a look at the map again. Okay, by nightfall you find yourself at the foot of the Silver Rivers, out on the windbreak and towards CHALICE. You decided to camp by the river and make the fire to keep you warm and also to ward off any hunters on the night. The night passes without incident and you're moving, waking, feeling hungry. After eating bread and cheese from your backpack, you climb onto your horse and decide which way to go. Okay, now there's 2 directions. One is north. North is, I think, is straight ahead. And then you move to the river north. Okay, that's north. And then you move to the cross the river, which is towards the east. So north and then east to your location. Okay, sorry, moments ago, something wrong with my camera stuff. Okay, I have rectified it. Okay, I think in this case we will head east or north. I think we will head across to the east side of the river. Okay, you urge your horse into the river and then soon far in the far bank. After a while you reach the top of the first hill and look east towards what is seems a river never near hill. As you start to descend, you see a small wooden hunt party hidden by the trees. The roof has caved in and there are no visible signs of light. Do you wish to enter the hunt or would you rather to ride on? Okay, I think we can give it enter the hunt since we come this way. Okay, and since this is the map, we will enter the hunt. Okay, we will enter the hunt. Okay, we have to test your luck. Okay, this is the term always used in Fighting Fantasy, test your luck, test your luck. Okay, now when we roll the dice of 2 dice, any number that is equal or less than your luck point, you are considered lucky. That means 2 dice of 6-sided dice is 12. So 12 or less, you're lucky. So the first one is always lucky. So let's roll. And excellent, you are lucky. Now for luck point, each time you roll the dice, you minus 1 point. Okay, so you are lucky, you turn 3 and 4. Now we take a look at the adventure sheet again. Okay, initial luck is still 12, but you already used 1 point, so it's 11. So take note, if you keep on using your luck point, your luck value will literally drop to 0. But along the way, if you find any potion, it may help you to increase your luck, or depending on the situation, if you're lucky, somehow you may gain some luck point. Okay, so you walk past the unseen pit hidden by twigs and leaves. It was built by a fruit trapper who used to live in the hut. That means on the ground they built a booby trap. Then you walk over and you fall and you die. So luckily we are lucky we walk over it, so we are safe. Let's go. Now the door of the hut appears to have smashed down. You see 2 broken arrows loaded in the panel. You examine the arrows that you see that they are the type used by goblins. A raiding party must have attacked the fruit trapper. You step warily into the hut and searching its 3 rooms. Okay, you found something. You found a hunting knife. I believe it's already written. Okay, you found a hunting knife gripped by the hand of the dead trapper, but else goblin might have stole everything else. You tuck the knife into your belt, so you got the belt knife, and buried the fruit trapper before remodeling the house. Turn to 53. Okay, 2 hours later, you are deep in the hills. You gaze up the sobry grey sky, scanning it for winged killers that might swoop down to attack. There are no flying creatures to be seen, but unnervingly silent sends a shiver down your spine. Suddenly, your horse wheezes and rears up on his hind leg. That means the horse goes boo. Okay, roll 2 dice, and if it's less than your skill or greater than skill. Okay, this one is actually what we call test your skill. Same, we roll 2 dice. Any number that is equal or less than your skill, I believe you're safe. If you roll a number that's greater than your skill, which is 10, probably something negative is going to happen to you. Okay, so with the luck of the dice and with the double tap technique, hopefully we will roll something 10 or less. Oh, the second one was almost unlucky. Okay, I passed the excellent test. So I will move here. Keeping a grip of the horse while the horse goes, you are able to stay in the saddle. Suddenly 3 evil-looking creatures materialize as if by magic to ambush you. Turn to 239. Okay, take a look at this picture. We encounter a 3 stone-colored chameleon knights. Whatever name is that? Okay, it's a humanoid with 2 legs and their tongue keeps spitting out, charging you with the what is it called, what was the weapon they use? Okay, stone club. They charge you with a stone club and want to hantam you, chala. Okay, so as you are sitting on the horseback, your skill point +2. Okay, so take a look at the adventure sheet. Not yet. Once we go to the combat screen, you will take a look at this. So time to fight. Okay, you can see that our skill point is 10 +2, temporary for this battle because we are sitting on the horse. And it is a one-on-one combat. So the first of 3 chameleon knight. Okay, this guy got stamina of 7 and skill of 7. Later when we roll the dice, that means when I click on the red circle, there'll be 4 dice, 2 white and 2 red. The white is me, the red is the enemy. So the number of the dice roll plus the skill point adds a total figure, then we do compare. If I get a higher value, I strike him. If he has somehow have a higher value than me, he will strike me. Now, in this combat, the normal hit costs 2 stamina point. Okay, but I believe in the combat later they offer you a luck point. If you use the luck point and you're lucky, you can strike him 3 damage point or stamina point. However, if you are unlucky, instead of 2, you only strike 1. But usually in combat, I try not to use luck point because each time you use the luck point, it starts to drop. Okay, and luck point usually you have to save it for situation like test your luck situation. And sometimes you test your luck and your luck point is very low, then you're in trouble. Okay, let's continue. I will start to roll, double tap, no. I strike him first, tap to continue. Okay, here's the luck point. I'm not going to use the luck. Yeah, I struck him. Hit. I'll hit one more time. Yeah, I win him. I see by the dice roll, I know already. I still got 1 more point. Yeah, draw. Okay, if there is a draw like this case, no one get injured. Then we still have to continue. Yeah, I win. Okay, the first guy falls off. Second one will take his place. So now it's the second chameleon knight. Oh, he has a lower stamina and skill. Let's attack. I shall hit him. Okay, let's do it again. No. Oh. Do you know why when I roll a lowest value, I still win? Because my skill point is 10, his skill point is about 6. So there's I got a benefit of, in fact, I got a benefit of 4 to 12 point, 4 to 6 point. I forget about the +2. So I got 12, he got 6, so I got more point than him already. Even though he roll maximum no use. Okay, the second guy fall and here comes the third one. Stamina 6, skill 7, so about the same. I win. Another time. I win. Another time. I win. Move. Yes, I win. Yeah, I win. I defeat the 3 chameleon knights. Let's take a look at what's the outcome. Okay, if you defeat the enemies, let's go to 356. You look down at the lifeless body of the chameleon knight and recall a legend you were once told. It is said that the blood of these rare creatures give human being the power of perfect camouflage just once in his life. But it is also said sometimes there are terrible side effects. Now, here's the choice. We have to choose whether to dab the blood over my own body or spur your horse with or you just rather to move on without doing anything. So do we want to put the blood on ourselves? I say myself will give it a try. It is once in a lifetime. So I will choose this option. Okay, we need to roll a die. That is 1d6. Okay, hopefully I get a greater number because I think 1 is a very negative impact. Okay, it's a 3. You roll a 3. I'll go 3 to 6. Okay, 10 minutes passed, nothing terrible happened to you. Hallelujah. You realize that you are immune to the side effect of the chameleon knight's blood. You gain 1 luck point. Let me see. Okay, before that was 11, now I gain 1 more, is 12. And this one was temporarily raised to 12, and now it's back to 10. Okay, nothing else has been updated. And over there, there's a knowledge. Because we apply the blood all over our body, I think. Okay, the blood will camouflage for one-time use. I don't know for what purpose, but I believe in the next battle we are safe. In high spirits, you turn your horse east. Okay, let's take a look at the map, shall we? Oh. Okay, we were here, we move all the way up to the hunt. And then I don't know how come we become combat with the chameleon. And now we head east. I don't know where is the direction, where's the North Pole or what, but east is over here apparently. Or is it haven't written any? I don't know. Never mind, we just move. At the bottom of the hill you see the next ground is littered with the large bones. Yeah, apparently over here, then we move east to the direction here, and then we go to the bone of valley, I think. The valley of bone, yes. Okay, I think I zoom in out a bit. Okay, just leave it back. Okay, we found large bones of unknown creatures. Some are piled up high, while others are scattered over the area. Suddenly, you notice a small black coated and hooded figure scurry from behind one pile of bone to another. Go away, go away, he shouts in a voice of fear. Do you wish to approach him, or would you rather ride around? That means you want to go and have a scene with this unknown guy, or you just want to ignore him and piss off. Since we want to know more about the adventure, we will approach him. As you approach the pile of bone, you are assaulted by a savage bones fracturely thrown by the little man. Do you wish to attack him, or you rather call to him telling that you mean him no harm? And the person see you riding in, of course he's scared. So first thing he will say, don't come near me, don't come near me. We're not a bad guy, and start to attack him. So I will choose to call out to him. The little man stops throwing the bone and asks you why you are trespassing on his ground. Oh, the valley of bone is his territory. We are trespassing his territory. That's what he's saying. You reply you're on an important quest to find the lost lake. I'm just a simple man, known as the Bone Keeper. The little man says in a sad voice, and I do not know of any lost lake. I sought those this bone and carved some of them into magical rings. I would very much like a new knife for my work. Would gladly give you one of the rings in exchange. If you possess a knife which you like to exchange for the ring, haha, I think I have a knife. Let me check. I have a hunting knife. Or do you wish to attack? At this point in time, we can choose to attack the Bone Keeper after all. Or you just say bye-bye and be off with you. So, since I have the knife, I myself exchange with him. Okay, you hand the bonekeeper the knife. He examines it carefully and grants it in satisfaction, and unties a leather pouch which is hanging around his neck. He hands you a ring made of the Hollis polish number, which has a full moon carved into its surface. Okay, protect you from werewolf. That will, he says very proudly. Just point at the wolf and say, 1, 2, 3, turn and flee. That's all. Okay, now let's pause a bit. When certain things like in Gamebook, World of Fighting Fantasy, when they say number like this, 1, 2, 3, it means literally paragraph 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I don't know whether this will record here as 1, 2, 3. Yes. Point the moon ring at werewolf and say 1, 2, 3. Turn and flee. Okay. You thank the bone keeper for the ring and bid him farewell and ride off with the Valley of Bone. Turn to 369. Now, I think I will pause here. We've been a bit of time ahead. I also very shocked because this is the first time I read in live recording, and I don't know whether this keep your head high or not. But we will continue with next chapter on the Crypt of a Sorcerer. That's all, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next one. And as always, sayonara.